Hey guys, my name is RyanCentral and welcome to HitScan. We know an awful lot about what's coming in the patch tomorrow. We've got the new agent KO, we have amazing agent and weapon changes that are coming in with the economy, but we've heard absolutely nothing on ranked as of yet. This was up until today. There was a live stream talking about these changes that Evermore John Walker goes into more detail about, so in this video we're going to highlight what he said and some of the changes that's coming to ranked starting tomorrow. However, the first more exciting thing I want to start with isn't coming tomorrow, but it's coming SoonTM. This is the Clash system, and this is what Evermore said about it on the stream.
Yeah, so we have been talking a lot about how to let 5 stacks of players play together competitively. Well, we don't have a solid plan for ranked yet. We are still coming up with one. We do have a system we're working on. So I want to announce that we are making and currently working on a system for ways for players to play in tournaments together. What that means is you can grab 5 to 7 of your friends and make a team. This is going to be per act. So in that act, there'll be tournaments occurring through the act. And if you win one of these tournaments with your team, you'll get kind of a golden ticket, Willy Wonka style, and get invited to the end of season tournament, which is going to be a big tournament for all the players who have won an act tournament, and it's going to play out at the end of the act. We shot for 7. One of the feature bullet points I think that I want to call out to is that we shot for 7 players in this tournament system on a team, so that in between matches you could swap out players from your bench. Now, this is all really early. That screenshot that's up is still work in progress. That's just a wireframe our UI artist is, working on and kind of trying to figure out what it looks like. So all super early. We're currently working on it. No promises or anything. I want to make sure to be clear, but that's the big thing we're working on now. The compet team is a tournament system.
So I call it the Clash system. That's effectively what it's called in League. There's a video in the description if you don't know what this system is meant to be that describes what it is for League. So you can check that out and kind of carbon copy that notion across to Valorant. Evermore also tweeted about it saying, we are working on an act-based tournament system. If you win one of the tournaments during an act, you can get an invite to an end of act big tournament. Team sizes of 5 to 7. We want you to be able to swap players between matches, and this is all early work in progress. No ETA, early wideframe. So this isn't definitely coming tomorrow, but it might also not come in episode 3 at all. It's a big system, and certainly as we go through this video, there's a lot of moments where they highlight how impactful playing 5v5 is and how that's kind of the best way to play the game right. So it is important to Riot to nail a system like this. However, it's going to take a time. It can be really difficult logistically, but this is something that the devs are working on, and they shared this image as you've been seeing on screen as a work in progress. So if you're a little bit bummed out that this system isn't coming through, let's talk about a brand new feature that's coming in from tomorrow. That is level progression, and again, this is what Evermore had to say about it.
Yeah, so we have a new progression system, so I'm working over the progression team right now. Really simple system. It's just an account leveling system, and right now we know that Valorant's really good at rewarding your skill, and so I'd say there's 3 ways to reward players. It's time, skill, or money. Like, what do you want to be rewarded for? We're really good at rewarding your skill. We're good at giving you, you can buy skins reward with money at the battle pass. We don't have a way to reward your time. So this is the first initial step of rewarding your time. And basically you log in and you can play the game and you'll get account levels. And we wanted to do it soon because that means we can retroactively reward you for the time you've played in Valorant. So you're going to log in tomorrow and you're going to have an account level based on all the time you've played in Valorant so far. Which is really exciting that we can backfill those levels for players. And then this is, we want to keep continuing investigating the progression space. What does progression mean for Valorant? What can we take a look at? Like, what can we do for Valorant for our progression systems? And so really excited about, that too. So.
Now we've gone over the new systems and everything to expect there, let's talk about ranked. What is changing with this? What's happening with placements, the rank system, some of the new and old systems that have been turned on and off? So let's start with the biggest $1 million question. Is there going to be a ranked reset? And Evermore says there is.
We are having a ranked reset for this episode, so you will have to play 5 placements again. You will get dropped in ranked, and because of all the changes to the matchmaker, your rank might change drastically on top of the ranked reset we were doing. I don't want to give out details on how exactly the numbers this ranked reset's going to do or anything like that, but just expect that you will be placing lower than normal. It will have that squish effect where you will be a lower rank than you were before.
Don't fret.
Yeah. You can get back there again. That's the whole point of ranked seasons, right?
Yeah.
To prove your worth, so.
As Evermore said there were some changes to placements and ranked overall, so let's talk about placements and how that might be different for some of you.
we had the cap at Platinum 3. This was to stop cheaters from getting to the leaderboard, so we had a little bit of room to snap cheaters before they got there. But we found out we could probably make it a little closer, so now we're not going to drop you to Plat 3 anymore, we're going to drop you to Diamond 1. This should have a big thing, especially for Immortal. We found out for Immortal Plus players that were solo duo that they were complaining that, hey, I'm in Immortal and I'm getting put against a 5-stack of someone who was Immortal but is now like Plat or Diamond.
Right, that quick drop.
Yep, exactly. So by putting them in Diamond 1, solo duo players will probably be able to play 2 or 3 wins, and then they'll get double promoted from Diamond 2 to Diamond 3, and then they'll be immediately solo duo. Whereas before, they'd get placed in Plat 3, they would double promote to Diamond 2, they'd climb through Plat 2, then they'd play a lot more games so they could 5-stack, and so there should be solo duo players should encounter less 5-stacks at the beginning of the season.
Ranked resets are always tricky. I mean, episode 2 was a mess because of the one that they added with the new ranked system. So I am curious on what you guys think. Is episode 3, the new ranked reset, going to be a good thing or a bad thing overall? And in a couple of weeks, we can assess just how much people are enjoying the new season and everything that's happened since. But yeah, you're going to have to play placements. But if you're roughly around the Immortal rank, this is a bit of important information to know.
So yeah, we wanted to bring back Immortal 1, 2, and 3. There's a lot of Immortal players. We look at like EU. I think they have over 18,000 Immortal players, right?
Just having that big old number next to your emblem.
You're like, oh well, what does this really mean? I think it helps for goal setting, and it helps, be like, I just got Immortal. Like, what's my next goal? Get top 500? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So now you have different, like, better goal setting, and Immortal 1, 2, and 3 is really cool, and it should be exciting to push for that in the leaderboard, and that'll be coming back in Act 2. So not at the beginning of the episode, but
that feels good.
We do want to bring it back for Act 2.
So we have a lot of things coming. We have the new progression system, we have the new placement settings, Immortal 1, 2, and 3 are back, but some of the old things in the game are actually being removed that's going to impact your ranked games quite a lot. It gets quite complicated, so again, Evermore goes into detail about some of the old systems, they're getting turned off, and why.
Had a system to help with all the players being the same MMR, right? New game comes out, everyone's the same rank, they're all like, whatever MMR they're at, and ranks need to explode outwards to get the low players, where they belong, and the high players where they belong. So we had a system that actually, based on number of games played, would adjust your MMR up to like 100 games played, and then it would cap you out. And it was just to get people into their correct rank really quickly and build that whole MMR pool of players. Now that we've been out for a year and we have all those players, we don't need it, so we're actually going to turn that system off. And as a result, that system was also potentially causing match fairness issues. So we found out by reworking the system and turning it off, we could increase matchmaking accuracy by 50% in the low ranks. So it should be a very noticeable difference where all the ranks, including the high ranks, but especially the low ranks, are going to see a lot more accurate matchmaking. What that means is fair matchmaking, especially if a huge increase like that, will just mean that you are getting opponents that are at your skill level, and it should reduce that like feeling of getting coin flips. It's a pretty big change.
That one game where I just carried, and now I'm going to have to go against somebody who's just going to drop a 40. Exactly.
It should help a ton in those cases, so we're really excited about that.
For me, this is definitely one of those changes where I'll believe it when I see it overall. It's nice to hear that something like that is happening because the amount of one-sided games really has gone up in Valorant overall. I think that's a common complaint about the systems. So it is nice to hear a pretty foundational thing that made this happen being taken out the equation to allow for a more fluid yet fairer set of competitive games. But also, if you're not happy with how the rank system gives you a low amount every time you win a game of ranked rating, but you lose more when you lose, that is also a bit of an old system that's been updated, changed, and removed in some cases for episode 3.
And along with that, it's kind of padded as well by the fact that the numbers you're gaining and losing are being tweaked as well.
Yeah, so we kind of had two things we really wanted to fix, which is players, it sucks to lose more ranked rating than you gain, right? I don't know if we'll ever be able to stop that, like you got ahead of your MMR and you need to be pushed down to the rank you belong at, but we can make it less of a cliff and more of a hill. So we're trying to reduce that. So instead of getting like -20 plus 13, we're trying to make it so it's like maybe more like -17 plus 14 or plus 15. So you aren't getting as harsh of penalties if you are getting pushed down. Also, we found a system we're turning off, which was for the old rank system when we actually were completely one-to-one with your MMR and rank. It would inflate wins by about 20%. It's kind of hard to explain this. I don't want to get too into design weeds, but essentially match outcome, if you were to be 13-10, it would inflate that win to 14-8, because in the old system, if you were 13-10 and it was really even matchmaking, it would be like, oh, you you were really close. Why would anyone move up or down in MMR? The match was really close.
But you needed to move up.
Exactly. So, and because it was tied to MMR, you needed to see break movement for making a win. So we inflated that win by 20%, and it also inflated a loss by 20%. So we turned that off as well. So now you'll swing up and down even less. For like a loss streak will not tank you as hard. Unfortunately, a win streak may not make you go up as far, but it will actually make it more consistent. It'll make your climb very even, rather than like I'm tanking into a low MMR, I'm getting coin flip matches come better than those players, that kind of thing. So that should also stop.
So everything I've spoken about in this video, pretty good. Lots of rank changes that people have been looking forward to, but I know that the comments is going to be full of Smurfs. What's the problem with them? Like, are they going to fix it? And also future changes that the devs want to make beyond today. We know about the Clash system. We know that Immortal 1, 2, and 3 is coming back in Act 2, so a little bit later in the year. What about the plans after today and after even Episode 3? What do the devs want to do?
We've kind of concluded that information. We got a lot of data on Smurfs and what that looks like. So what we want to do is figure out what we can do about smurfing. What does that mean? Is there matchmaking solutions? Is there other solutions we want to investigate? So that's really big for us, how to keep combating the smurf problem. A lot of the changes we made above should actually help with smurfing. Some of the rank changes will help people get to their actual rank faster.
Awesome. Not feel like you have to make a new account and go back through everything.
Exactly. And then we want to find a reason for people to keep playing ranked. So a lot of times you'll be like, I got to the rank I wanted to be at, Immortal. Now I'm just going to make another account to get back to Immortal again, to see how many accounts I can get to Immortal or something. So we want to see if there's a way we can keep players keeping to play ranked. And then also the 5-stack ranked problem. We do want to create it, hopefully have a solution during this episode, but I can't promise that at all, where we can figure out what does it mean to play as a 5-stack in a ranked environment. And this is something that the team is constantly talking about and debating on. It's a really big topic, and we don't have a good solution right now, but hopefully we can get one out there soon.
And that's it for this video. I do recommend watching the full live stream. Raikou and John Kazicki. Oh man, I'm just making it even worse for myself at this point. They talk about the new Agent KO. And then Sean and Preeti, of course, from the Cosmetics team, talk a little bit about what to expect in episode 3. But that's all of the rank changes. I wanted to make a video on that specifically because, I mean, the Clash system is really cool. And I hope that we get that into the game sometime soon. I was kind of expecting it for episode 3, but it sounds like we just got more of a to be announced and an announcement of an announcement, I guess it would be. But yeah, rank changes, I know a lot of you guys are excited, and it mostly at least kicks off tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Patch notes will be out tomorrow as well, and until next time, take care. We'll see you then.